You were born James Cameron Davidson in Kidbrooke, South East London, in 1953. Your mum, Emily, was Irish. Your dad, John, was a Glaswegian in the Royal Artillery. And your 4 older siblings. You were the youngest of 5 kids.
Yeah.
When your dad first saw you, did he know what he did?
Well, my mum told me this later, that he threw a bottle of scotch on the bed and said, "Give the little bastard a drink from me."
How would you describe your mum?
She was always trying to make us all feel that we were a little bit better, that we were better off than we actually were. She used to say stupid things. She had a Cockney accent, but she was born in Cork. And she'd say 2/3 of the world don't know what the other half are talking about. Should have got on my feet and worshipped her every day. She was a nice woman.
What was your dad like, by contrast?
Dad was tough Glaswegian, drank too much. Just drank too much. Dad would say to my mother, which meant, "Can you go and get me a bottle of scotch?" So he'd give her a fiver, she'd go up the off-licence, she'd get a bottle of scotch, and she'd pour half of it in a milk bottle, top it up with water, and that would be his drink, so he wouldn't get too drunk and horrible and make himself ill. Then on a Thursday, when that had gone, he'd get me another bottle of scotch, and so she'd go up to the milk bottle and pour that bit back in, more water, and so she made a £5 a week profit. But me and Billy sussed this out, and because I was quite famous and rich, I used to bring home these bottles of single malt with Dad, and he'd get absolutely drunk, and he'd say, "God, I've got a 4 up, there's other whiskey, tell her that it's shite."
There was a complicated situation in your family, and we might never find out the truth, but it is fascinating. You had your Uncle Bill, who lived with you. Now, tell me about Uncle Bill.
Uncle Bill was a mad Scotsman. All I can remember of Uncle Bill was a beautiful watercolour of my first birthday, and he signed it Our Boo.
We've got a picture of it, actually.
Have you?
Yeah.
Well, I'll be dipped in shit.
And you see the signature on the right there, and it says Abu. Now, you weren't sure what Abu meant.
Well, Uncle Bill, when I was about 1, he just left. He went off and went to Thailand and died. Years later, no one
ever heard from him again?
No. And so I phoned up my cousin in Glasgow, and he said, well, he wrote a letter saying, "I've gone up to the Thai-Burmese border. They don't speak Thai here. I've had to get by in Arabic." And I said, Uncle Bill could speak Arabic. Yeah, he could speak 6 languages. Well, Arabic for father is Abu. So I asked Mum if he was my dad. Not a wise thing to do.
How did she react?
She said Uncle Bill couldn't have children. So that was the end of that. The end. And then you whiz forward 10 years, I was at the Pavilion Theatre in Glasgow. I got a knock at the door, and it was Uncle Bill's daughter. She wanted to try and fathom out why her father left her family to come and live with our family, and then went off to Thailand and drank himself to death. I didn't think it was right to ask my mother any more about it.
And do you think your father, the man you thought was your father, do you think he knew about all this? I mean, this guy's living in the house.
Give the bastard a drink for me. If he did know, it would explain a lot, wouldn't it?
And you may never know the answer, right? You might never know, actually, who your father was.
I know, I think. It all depends what mood I'm in, how I want to tell myself how I'm going to be today. I'm Uncle Bill's son or I'm Dad's son. All I know is that there's a lot of Scottish blood flowing around here. And I blame that for all the trouble.